Good day, good day. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Jay, and this is Homeschool Yo Kids podcast. Today we have with us Janine. Janine, introduce yourself.
Hi, everyone. I'm Janine Gomez. I am CEO of Dreams and Dragonflies LLC, but I'm also the creator of Dragonfly Dreams. I am a former public school educator, former principal, former charter school founder, and then an electrical engineer in another life.
Oh, wow.
Super creative. I'm a dreamer. And so I've just created a space for children to dream.
I know, I was saying those dreams led you to Dragonfly dreams. So, okay, you got to take us through the journey because electrical engineer, principal, public school, like take us through it.
I don't know if we have the time for all of that, but you can check it out on my LinkedIn post. But in a nutshell, I started out as a power delivery engineer. Because I like building. I love building things. I love, figuring out how things work. That was just me as a kid. Did that. The corporate life wasn't for me, but I also had a calling to become an educator. That's a whole nother story. I had an actual epiphany where I just heard this voice like this. I need to be working with children, and went back to school, got my master's in curriculum and instruction at University of Maryland. And then I taught fourth and fifth grade and loved it, loved it. But then I'm a dreamer. So I always like, all right, what can I do bigger? What can I do bigger? And so I became a principal, went back to school to become a principal, was a principal, elementary schools. And then I was like, oh, I could, impact more schools and more children if I became a coach of principals and school leaders. And so I worked for an organization, EL Education, did that. But always in me was this dream of starting a school.
Homeschool families. Homeschool Yo Kids Expo and Homeschool Beats Academy are teaming up to bring you a day of real support and real inspiration. Come explore curriculum and enrichment, meet trusted vendors, and connect with the homeschool community. And at our featured Expo stop, meet Homeschool Beats Academy and see how students ages 7 to 18 can create original music through beat making and production with parent-friendly guidance. Get dates and details at homeschoolyokidsexpo.com.
I don't know if you've read about Marva Collins in Chicago, and she started her own school. I read that when I'm at Georgia Tech, becoming an electrical engineer, but I read this book and I said, she talked about how she started her school in Chicago. I said, I'm going to do that at some time.
Right.
I'm gonna do that. So yeah, I maybe it's back in 2018. I just was compelled, and I left, public education public school education, and just started my own school. I Dream Public Charter School. It was in Washington, D.C., Southeast. We started in the pandemic, preschool to second grade. That's a whole
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But we grew to preschool to fifth grade. Last year, in our last year, we had 99 children, and the focus was on dreaming. Two days a week, we had dream time, preschool to fifth grade, and children could explore a passion or an interest that they had, and they have big dreams. And I've always known that. I mean, I have big dreams, but it's we interviewed children before we started this school, and in Southeast, and they could talk about school. Here's the type of, I'm either a good student or not good, or I'm not a good student. I get in trouble all the time, or, I'm doing really well. They had the answers for that. But when I asked them what they dreamed about and what their passions were, their energy just shifted, and they just became these, big big energies and could just talk about their dreams, their imagination, what they wanted to do. So I knew there was power in it, and had it in our school, and it was a beautiful thing. The political climate around charter schools has shifted a great deal, and we had it when we were up for our charter renewal, June of 2020.
Homeschool families, are you ready to refresh your plans for the year? Join us at the Homeschool Yo Kids Expo. Meet curriculum and enrichment vendors, discover new programs, and connect with a community that gets it, all in one place. Come with questions, leave with real options. Get event details and register now at homeschoolyokidsexpo.com. That's homeschoolyokidsexpo.com.
Yeah, June of 2025, March really. And we were given these new criteria, new accountability measures that we had to meet in 3 months before school was out, or else, we were at risk of being shut down. And my board and I decided we were just going to close the school, as hard as it was, close it and make sure our kids were able to be in other schools and our staff could get jobs, rather than try to go a year, everyone knowing we're at risk of being shut down. So we just did that. And then I after grieving all summer, last summer, I said, what is it? So what brings me joy? What do I love doing? And it's that inspiring children to dream, like that thing. And it's connected to deep learning. When you are in your passion or you're motivated to dream big, like you're gonna learn, you're gonna dig into that deep learning. Like that's the motivation. And so I tried to have a space, a brick and mortar space to do this. That fell through. It's hard to find space in the DMV. My former director of operations mentioned to me, what about a bus or a food truck? And so I looked into it, and I was like, there was this whole world I entered into of schoolies, people converting school buses into mobile homes. And back during the pandemic, people converted buses into mobile classrooms. And so I said, that's what I want to do. Like that's, because then I can go anywhere. I can be wherever, children are. And then it just all opened up, that happens when you know you're on your path. Everything opens up. So I found a bus in Plainfield, New Jersey, a short bus, bought it, drove it down to where I live in Oxon Hill. I met a couple in my neighborhood that converts buses. They do that as it's their side business. So they converted it. I saw this beautiful wrap on another bus and called that company. And it's these two women from Colombia that do these amazing wraps on buses. So it just all came together, and here we are. So now I have a mobile dream studio.
Your kid has music in them. They just need the right tools to let it out. Homeschool Beats Academy teaches kids ages 7 to 18 how to make real beats at home on their schedule, in their own style. No experience needed. Grab the complete First Beat Kit free at homebeatsacademy.com. That's homeschoolbeatsacademy.com.
It's like a 20-foot bus that has spaces for anything children dream. We create it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Like this is so inspirational. No, okay. So the bus, what do you do with it? Do you take it around to neighborhoods? Do you partner up with schools? Like how does this work for you?
So this is all new. I just, started it, and like last summer was when I really started this process. But, I've been talking with homeschool co-ops and, but also community centers, libraries. I'm talking with an intergenerational school where their young parents are in their program, and we're talking about how we can bring Dragonfly dreams for their children. So while they're learning, their children are dreaming. Yeah, I'm just figuring it out right now. I have a summer immersive experience that I've planned on June 22nd to 26th. Will be at Bladensburg Waterfront Park in Bladensburg, Maryland. And so I'm offering that too. If you're a family that wants to come, during that week, you can sign up for morning sessions, afternoon sessions, or all day sessions. Just see how it works. Yes, I can come to neighborhoods. If there's a family group or a friend group, I can do that. We only have 6 children on the bus at a time, so it's a boutique, very intentional, small group learning experience for an hour and a half to 2 hours, 45 minutes to an hour if you're 4 or 5 years old, because the attention span is appropriate. But yeah, and that's the beauty of it. I can have the flexibility to be there and to be with whoever wants to experience.
Nice. So when we get on the bus, we're getting instructional plans as far as like what activities we're doing, or how does this look?
How does that work? Yeah. So that, I think that's where my expertise, my experience as an educator and administrator and school founder comes in, because what I do is I co-create a Dreamtime Lab creation plan with families. So when you enroll, if you go on our website or go to all the links I'm putting in social media, it's an enrollment form. And that allows me to contact you and your child. We can do in person, online, or by phone. And I ask some questions and get to know your family and also your dreamer. What is your dreamer's dream or passion, but also what's their learning style? What are the academic and social emotional skills they're growing in? And then I create a creation plan for that session or those sessions that you're interested in enrolling in. And it's a co-created plan. So I share it with the family. I share it with the child. So here's what I'm thinking. I have a child who's interested in stop animation right now. She's actually one of my former learners at my school. So I'm creating this plan with she and her mom about what are we going to do for that week of immersion experience. I know she's also working on numbers, multiplication, and fractions. So I'm going to think about how do I blend in with what she focuses on in stop animation, and how do we also get fractions and number kind of sense building into that plan. Yeah, so that's it. If you come from multiple days or multiple weeks, that plan is a living document. And so whatever we do during this session, we have one-on-one conferences during that Dreamtime Lab. I'm observing, and we debrief, and then that information informs, so what are you going to do the next time we meet? And then what's the end goal? Like, are you building something? Are you completing an experiment? Are you, collecting information? You want to share it out? Do you want to solve a problem? What is it? And so at the end of each session, or whatever, if it's a week-long session or if it's multiple weeks, we have a celebration of learning. And so whatever it is the child is creating, we celebrate it at the end.
All right. Okay. And this is for all school age?
4 to 12. That's my
4 to
wheelhouse.
12. Okay.
Yeah, that's my wheelhouse. But, I'm also getting, there's interest with older children, like high schoolers. So I don't, that's not my wheelhouse, but, dreaming is dreaming. So
dreaming is dreaming.
We'll see.
Yes. So as a kid, because why is this work important for you? Why are you focused on making sure that our kids dream? Why do you feel like that's a passion?
Yeah, I'll give you this answer, and then there's a deeper answer that's just unfolding for me. But what I have learned in my own experience, but also like with my nieces and nephews, with children that I've taught, and then children that were in my school, that dreaming, especially for Black and brown children, that dreaming it's freedom. It's that when you can tap into that curiosity or that dream, that vision that you have for yourself, and you can learn how to pursue that, those skills that you need to actually realize that dream, like there's power in that. And once that is in you and you know this thing is for me, this is the thing I'm here to do, nobody can take that away from you. Like you are locked in. And that confidence that is built when you do that, the power that you have within, knowing that the power within you, that I can create what I imagine. That level of learning and knowledge about yourself, like that's just like I said, there's freedom in it. And I am all about freeing kids up. Like, how do we get our children to be free? Like school is a social construct. Like that's something we were told, this is how school is supposed to be. This is how you're supposed to learn when you're this age. You're supposed to know this, this, and this. But that's not in us. Like, well, we are creative. And we're powerful in that creative energy. So I'm just trying to help kids connect to that.
No, I love it because, I've spoke a lot in the pretense I built my app on was the fact that our kids, by the time they reach high school, because, I taught you were dealing with the babies and I'm always saying, and I know my listeners like, yo, she said this one. I say that elementary school teachers are heaven sent, like y'all little fallen angels that say, oh, you know what? I got the babies, because that's a whole different type of patience. I dealt with middle and high school, but in my last couple of years, I was with 10th and 12th graders, and they're drained. Like it's like all of it's out of them. Like those dreams are no longer present. Even when I was talking to, like you say, your nieces and nephews, talking to them about their passions and asking them what they're interested in, I couldn't get real answers. It's like I don't know. But my 10th graders, definitely my 12th graders, it's just like that light was gone. Like the light that, middle school, they still had the light a little bit. But high school is real dim and dark. Some of them real dark, some of them real dark. And so I talk about that identity and the purpose that's lost through that 13 years of education. And you're trying to recapture that. And I love that. Because it is so needed. It's like a reminder. Like, it's okay to dream. It's okay to still believe in the impossible, because it is possible.
It is possible. There's a quote from Maya Angelou that I write it everywhere. I actually should put it on my website. But there's she talks about that when we're born, we dance in our cribs, we sing, we're creative, but that gets taken out of us. Like we're taught to sit still. We're taught to be quiet. We're taught to, by the time you get to be 11 or 12, she said it's out of us. Like it's been taken out of us. And but in our history and in our in African culture, like that creativity, like that is, you go and you figure out, like, I love to create art, or I'm a blacksmith, or what you're here to do. And I'm taking that, really stretching that. I mean, there's colonization in Africa too. So, but it's in our genetics, I think. Is that we create. You think about all of us we've all come from the people that survived, all of the Atlantic slave trade. And all of the horrors and the torture and even in this country, the Jim Crow and everything, like we are survivors of all of that. Like that, there is a strength that we have within us that if you can just tap into that and not focus on what people say, how you're supposed to be or how you're supposed to live, it's just so much. You can see it in people who are already doing it. Like they're so free.
Indeed.
Yeah.
You better say it. I said my little people, they are free, honey.
Yes.
And I truly believe that our kids are born as geniuses. Like I feel like we dumb them down. We dumb them down. The older they get, it's like, oh no, don't do that. Stop that. Don't do that. My oldest right now, like I have one of her creations on. She's creating rings out of paper clips. This is her thing. Yes.
That's from paper clips?
From paper clips. It's like a little hard and stuff. But she's making like different jewelry and she's a creator. She's a natural creator. That's something that she likes to do. She likes to crochet. She likes to do a lot of different projects and I love it. I encourage it and all that good stuff. I feel like if they were in school, that would not be fed. I talk about the fact that I wrote a chapter book in elementary school. Okay. Then, look, no more. No more after that, though. After that, it was like, oh no, girl, you better write this. You better do this. You better read this.
That's right.
It's like, it was stunted so quickly because I always think about, or not anymore really, but you just think about the fact, what if that was encouraged in me, like to write? Because that's something, all I want to do right now is write. Like I just want to write. Like I want to get to a space where I can just just sit and write. That's all I want to do, really, Janine. That's all I want to do. But I talk about like, what if, instead of my parents pushing me like, oh, you got to go to college for this, or you got to go to this. It was like, hey, keep writing, just keep writing.
Where would that take you? You don't know.
I know. But you got to trust the process and you understand that all this happens for a reason and all that kind of stuff and whatnot.
It's coming. But
I know.
Here's the thing though. When I was in 1st to 3rd grade, I was in a private school in New Haven. I'm from New Haven, Connecticut. And I was at Foot Street School, private school. I was the only light chocolate drop in my class, right? And there was 3 of us in the whole grade. But in that school, that you could do things that you wanted to do. Like I wrote a chapter book in 2nd grade because my mom was having my little brother. And I was like, she needs to know how to have this baby. And so I wrote a book with illustrations and content, all of that. There was a little boy who dug a hole outside our classroom and he just kept digging that hole. And they turned that into a koi pond like that. So that freedom, like there's affluent children have that freedom. There's whole school, there's whole colleges university where you can just go and design your own course, your own learning. There's a school in Anne Arundel County that you can go and you just decide what you want to do all day. And you don't have to. There was a 3rd grader. She said, I don't read yet. I said, what? You don't read yet? She's like, yeah, people just tell me what's on the flyers or what's that. At some point I'll learn to read, but not right now, and that's
not a priority.
Right. But that's cool. And so it exists. I know there's a whole group of children that have the opportunity to dream.
Indeed.
Right. And so why not our children? Like, why does why does learning have to be about this? For us, when we're born creating, like, so. Indeed. Yeah. So that's really why, I think that's my deepest drive for it, is to free up our kids.
Yeah, that's what I'm on. So, and here we are.
Here we are.
Yes, ma'am. Of course. Yeah. I know you went in the charter school field. Have you ever thought about doing a micro school? Because essentially, that's kind of what you are building, a la carte micro school. Like,
Yeah, but here's the thing with micro school, and this I'll try not to get political, but the micro school movement, what I've seen is just the next level of the charter school movement.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's an effort to dismantle the public school system and move that money, move that funding to offer a more privatized education, but it's still school. Like the fact that it's micro school, that whole now that they're putting all the regulations in place around it, I think it's just become another.
I hope not. I know, every state is different as far as what's required and everything. We're home based in Arizona, which is really, really pro school choice right now. Although there are some people fighting, girl, there's some people fighting to put more restrictions, and that's across the board.
What's gonna happen?
Yeah, I sit in on some policy meetings. I always tell people that's above my pay grade, but I love to, be informed, and I love to see the people that are advocating and ensuring that the rights that we have or the freedoms that we have are protected. Yes. I'm very, very grateful for them and the work they do. But I just know that they be putting up some fights. Okay. There's some people that, especially when it comes to the money, Janine. It
always comes down to the money, and that's the thing. Once it becomes standardized, like systematized, all of that, and then the money gets funneled to somebody's going to benefit, right, from having this system. And so that's the thing. Like, how can you be free? How can you have a free school within a system? That's what I've learned. I thought when I started the charter school, I could do that. Like I got into the charter school system because that's where the children were. And I thought I could create this, innovative, free learning space for children to just dream, but it was still school. Like it's still in the system. And so I hope that does not happen to micro schools, but in the audiences I've been in and the conversations around it, like at some point, it seems like they're trying to turn it into another system like the charter school system. So,
indeed, especially when it comes to those ESA funds and the school vouchers and things of that nature. That's like you said. When the money get involved, things get tricky.
Right, that's it.
Because people don't want to budge on it.
Capitalism is capitalism. Like in every arena, it comes down to that. And so until the money becomes insignificant, if the learning is more important, then maybe it'll change. But
right.
I'll try I'm just staying on the periphery.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I tell people I'll be so checked out, and I try, and that's why I'm grateful for the policy meetings, because teach me, tell me what I should care about right now. What are y'all doing? What's going on in the world? In my world, and me and my girl's world, girl, they don't nothing. We be chilling. We have peace. We have us. It's different over here. It's different over here.
So what made you move into that? Are you running a micro school?
Oh, no, I'm not. I would love to. I call them learning pubs. I would love to have some learning pubs where people are able to come get resources in person. People are able to access whatever curriculum or anything they need, any tools or anything that they need. I would like them to be able to access it, because a lot of parents, I just talked to a parent 2 nights ago, and she's like, I want to keep homeschooling, but I just don't know what to do. She's like,
It's hard.
She had her child in the K-12 program, which is an extension of public school. And that's what I like, to be frank, you still have your child in public school. The only thing is, instead of her reporting daily, y'all have meetups, but they have assignments that they have to do and check off and make sure that they turn in and things of that nature. But it's literally an extension of public school. But Janine, we talk about freedom, but freedom scare a lot of people. Like being free scare a lot of people, and that's it's a conversation that needs to be had, because I tell people how our day looks. I tell people what we do. I'm a former public school teacher. I don't follow a curriculum. I don't have a curriculum for my girls. It's not required. So why would I have to? And two, I know I can still move them forward without that. We have books. We have books galore. Like even in our RV, we have books galore. And that's your curriculum. I tell people, I share what I'm reading like right now, I'm reading a book called What They Never Taught You. What They Never Taught, what the
teacher never told. I have that book. Well, I don't know. It might be a different type.
Yeah, this is talking about basically how everything started in Africa. And but it's like what they never told you in history class, or what they never told you or something. I don't know, some history based, whatever. But I've been reading that with the girls. I'm reading Science of Self right now. I've been reading that with the girls. Then they're required to read daily because that's not negotiable for me. And they write affirmations and things of that nature, but we do everything else together. It doesn't take a curriculum to know that you got to teach your child multiplication or division or simple algebra and all that good stuff. Like I told my oldest, we have to up the rigor because she's talking about going to college. You want to go to college, love? Then there's some more things I got to add to your plate. There's some more things you have to do to get yourself so that you're able to, keep up, basically. I don't want you to be too relaxed that you don't, because college is nothing but reading and writing and self-discipline. That's what I sum it up as. So, but
I mean, I think that's what, no, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say freedom just scares people. Like making all the choices for yourself is a heavy, heavy responsibility.
I did not realize that until I started talking with homeschool parents, just how to be able to manage your own life. Like a lot of parents work, and then you're also homeschooling, and teaching is a skill. Teaching is an art, or creating that, love of learning and self-directed learning is an art. So it is my vision that Dragonfly Dreams is a partnership with families. And that's why I want to have a co-created creation plan. Like it's not daycare. It's not school where you just drop your kid off and you come back and pick them up in 2 hours. Like this is a learning journey that we're on together. And I, as an educator, I also offer, how to teach certain I have teaching strategies I can share. I have resources I can share. I had one family who the daughter needed like speech services. Well, I know some speech pathologists, so I put them in touch with those. So I know literacy consultants. Like and I've been in the education world for a long time, and so understanding like how children learn, I'm very passionate about that, how they learn. But I can also help families, support that learning that they're doing at home. Eventually, I want to be able to have, like parent groups where your child is here in Dragonfly Dreams, but we're also going to do some parent support sessions around how do you teach multiplication, or fractions, in a homeschooling setting without having you're not going to just get a book, but how do you really develop that sense, that awareness, that concept understanding, with like everyday things. You can do circumference. You can teach circumference just with lids on containers and just measure the different sizes and come up with that formula, like there's so many things. And so I'm hoping my vision is, I see it, that we're going to be a partnership, because I understand it's hard. But we if we come at this as as partners, like as the village, we can just create that space for our children to dream and learn deeply.
Yes, and the parents too. The parents got to keep dreaming too, because then they're more supportive and more encouraging to their young people's dreams, because they need that too. They need that reminder, because a lot of our parents feel so ill-equipped or feel so like in lack because they went through public school. Like, to be frank, it's because they had that same light dim. They have their light dim, and they haven't been able to get it back on yet. They haven't been able to get it back shining, and they need a reminder. Like, yo, it's not too late. And that's why I told the parent I was on the phone with. I was like, girl, you create your reality. What do you want? What do you want? Write it down, and then write the actionable steps you need to take to get what you want, the life that you desire. Because it's not above anyone. It's you. It's just you.
You created. Yes. I've trained 3. I call myself the dream inductor as the Dragonfly Dreams, and so I've hired and trained 3 assistant dream inductors. So whenever I'm working with 6 children, there's always an assistant. So there's always 2 adults with 6 children. But one of my assistants, she said that, like, why don't we do Dragonfly Dreams for adults? I said, yeah, we need to do it, because even when I'm talking with families about their children's dreams, and I'm like, what's your dream? Well, and it's this thing that I've always wanted to do, but life got in the way. And like, well, you can do that thing, and let's guide you on how to do that. And so that's the next thing. I think maybe this summer, I think I might do an adult Dragonfly session, so families can kind of see what it's about, but also tap into their own dreams.
Indeed. Because like you said it earlier when you were talking about how once you started walking in your path, basically everything unfolded for you. Like you found the bus with no problem. You found somebody to wrap it. You found somebody to renovate it. Like, that's what I try to tell people. Like, once you align with it, I'm telling you, everything flows. Everything flows.
There's a Finding Nemo has this scene where the turtles get into that East Atlantic current, and they're like, just
flow with it.
You're in it, you're flowing, and you're still working, but the flow is different. There's an ease to it, and when you're doing the thing you love, it's not work. It's just it's not easy. Dreaming is not easy. Now, let's not say that, but the flow of it, and who comes to you, and the opportunities you get, and the being led with it. You just have to surrender to it and just flow in it. But when you're in it, right?
Yes. No, it is a thing. It is a thing, people. It is a thing.
Yes. You gotta help people tap into that. So.
Indeed. That's why I like having these conversations. I like introducing the different resources that are around, because it's a reminder we don't have to do it alone. Like, no matter what path you take, it's not meant for us to do it alone. It's meant for us to lean on each other, get that support, find those resources. There are many people, many organizations, everything that you could think of that want to help you along the way. Look, I was getting frustrated. The girls and they multiplication, they math, because math is not my forte. It's not my forte. And this guy out of the blue calls me, and he's just like, I have this math program. I don't have a website domain for it yet, but it's like in the beta phase or and I just want somebody to look at it and It's like, send it over. And lo and behold, I got a multiplication practice thing for the girls now. He has all these different math lessons, different practice. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like who?
Look at that.
Right? Like, I could even go with the chairs, renting the chairs in Baltimore. Girl, not chairs, tables. I had to rent tables for this weekend.
Okay.
everybody I was calling was talking crazy, okay? Janine, they were talking crazy. I was like, what? All I need is 12 tables. What are you talking about? $450? I'm not doing that. You're crazy. And I had to pick them up. So I called like 4 or 5 more places.
Mm-hmm.
Last place I called, he said $7 per table. I said, huh?
What?
What? You for real? And he's like, yeah. And then he's like, I said, well, if it's $7 per table, I can afford delivery. I said, what's the delivery? He said $90. I said, oh, okay. I said, all right. So like me, because I've had all these other crazy numbers thrown at me, I'm just like, yo, is this real? How about their homeschooling family?
Oh,
they have a daughter who's written a book and everything. I went on their website and then I called them back. I was like, who wrote this book? Like they had a kid's book up there. And I don't have my phone out. I wish I had to shout them out real quick. But it was just like, oh my gosh, thank you. Like, thank you. One, thank you. But two, like, your people always find you. I promise they will. They will
find you. That's a fact.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So what's your dream for Dragonfly Dreams? What's your overall, where do you see this going?
So I see this growing into like a fleet of Dragonfly Dreams buses. I see us in multiple cities. I'm writing a book. I'm actually talking with a ghostwriter now because I want to have a book that not only tells my story, but also kind of guides people to dream. Like, how do you tap into that? And not like it's prescriptive, but here's some things to think about. Like, here's some resources to have. But ultimately, Dragonfly Dreams is everywhere. I want to go back to my hometown, New Haven, Connecticut, and bring Dragonfly Dreams there. I want to go, overseas maybe. I don't know, but I just see it as different types of buses. Like I want to have a sensory bus and then have, assistants trained to provide, that learning for children that are neurodivergent or who have, really need to have a space to focus on that. I want to go to the children's hospital and have a bus that I can pull up for children who are healing and have a space for them to dream while they heal. Like just different types of buses for different places, different spaces. But yes, we're gonna be everywhere.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
I like dragonflies. I love that. Yes. And y'all have lightning bugs here. Have you been outside at nighttime in Maryland? Yeah, have lightning bugs. And
there are lightning bugs. You don't have them in Arizona.
Oh, no. I don't think they could survive out there.
So here's a funny story about dreaming. It actually is kind of, I'll see. But when I was younger, I used to just make things. I used to try to think of like, how could I make such and such, or take potions and things. And we had lightning bugs in New Haven. And I thought, how they light up on their bottoms. I was like, I could make glow in the dark jewelry with their bottoms. And so I figured out how to, it was terrible because I actually had to break that off. But as a child, I wasn't thinking that. I was thinking because it would just light up. And I was like, oh, what if I had a bracelet that did that, and lit up. Mm-hmm. So I've got some, I'm sad. I have to apologize. Like the lightning bug world as an adult. But as a kid, I was like, that would be really cool to have.
It would be, though.
Make that. Yeah.
But how long does the glow last?
Well, it doesn't.
Once you break it. Okay.
That's what happened. I had a bracelet, but you had to have the lightning bug attached so that it would. I didn't know keep going. Until I took it off their butt, and then the
fun fact. Fun fact.
Yeah, that didn't work.
That's fine.
Me and lightning bugs.
I appreciate what you're doing, Janine. I really do.
Thank you.
I definitely think you need to include the adults because
It's coming.
adults be adulting and we forget like, hey, we used to be
Yeah,
just where these kids are dreaming and imagining just endless possibilities for ourselves and our lives and everything else, and we need to return to that.
I agree.
We really do. With all that you do, with all that you pour out, because this is definitely pouring out.
Yeah.
How do you self-care? How do you make sure that you stay dreaming?
Great question. That is something that has been a lesson for me as well. Running a school, charter school, did not practice self-care, and so when I didn't have that, I said I really need to focus on it. So I meditate every morning, and I practice yoga every morning. I walk. I'm really focusing on like my diet. Trying to cut out sugar and bread, like those are the top two. And I'm doing pretty good with it, but also just making sure I exercise. I love to play golf. That's my Zen place. And so I make sure I play golf once a week. I get sleep. That is huge. I have to get 8-9 hours sleep. And then I surround myself now with positive, uplifting people. Like I'm really very sensitive now with my energy. And, I want freedom, excitement, and peace. And that's what I work on. And if that's not giving me that, then like, I can't do that. But yes, I'm really now focused on self-care. Like I have to, like I do this work. And when I feel it in my body that, I'm feeling overwhelmed, I just put it down and I go lay on the couch or I go take a walk. Lately, I've been taking my shoes off and putting my feet in the grass. That has just been like a very grounding thing. I walk by the water. Like when my breath is getting shallow and the thoughts are racing and I'm having a hard time sleeping, that's when I know like, I got to shut it down. So that awareness, I think has really been helping me. Yeah.
Nice. That's beautiful. Peace, excitement, and
Freedom.
freedom. I like that's a heavy formula. I like that formula. Peace,
Yeah.
excitement, freedom.
I had a
Yes.
therapist who took me through an activity that came up with that. And so that's on my board right here every day. Like if it does not bring me those things, then it's not for me.
Indeed. I know that's right. If our listeners didn't hear anything else during this conversation, what's 3 things you want them to take away?
I want them to take away that dreaming is power. It's our right. It's our children's right. Our children deserve to dream and to learn through dreaming. And that it's never too late to pursue your dreams. It's never too early and it's never too late. Like everybody can do it. Pursue it, discover them, and because that's the space where, I think that's where spirit is. That's where, your purpose is in that space. Yeah.
One more?
Oh, one more?
Was that 3? Yeah, I believe those were 2.
Okay.
That was 2.
2? Okay. The other thing I want you to take away is like Dragonfly Dreams is a space for your children. Come dream with us. Like come be on the bus. You can get on our website, thedragonflydreams.com, and click on that enrollment form. And I put in there, here's the events we have so far, but we can always create an event with families. Like it doesn't have to be just what I put on there. Just come be with us. Come be in dreaming in community.
I know that's right. Dreaming in community.
Dreaming in community. That's
Please,
what we do.
yes. Parents, listeners, understand. I said it earlier. This is not a journey we have to do alone. The support is there. The resources are there. Tap into them. And dream, like said, like dream, keep dreaming and working towards those dreams. It's wild because while you were giving your advice, or your takeaways, I thought about the fact that we used to get in trouble for daydreaming in class, like literally. And I'm just like thinking like, dang, they really didn't want you to they shut it down.
Nope.
All she wants to do is look out the window and daydream. What? That's beautiful. But yeah, no, that is a thing. Don't quit your daydream. I've seen that on something. That's like a quote. I don't
That's
know
for
who
real.
said it, but it's cute though. Don't quit your daydream. And you know what I'm gonna say? Homeschool your kids.
Homeschool your kids. Yeah.